Good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome back to the only news platform where we don't need permission from a political party to think. Because apparently, in Mbare, thinking is now a regulated activity. Yes, on December 1st, in broad daylight, a pack of Zanu PF zealots marched forward like extras in a low-budget dictatorship movie and proudly announced the birth of something they are calling an anti-presidential criticism unit. In simple English, a vigilante gang that believes it has the right to police your thoughts, your words, and even the direction your eyebrows raise when someone mentions the president. Ladies and gentlemen, Zimbabwe has officially entered its Orwellian discount edition, complete with homemade thought police who somehow believe they are guardians of national security, when in truth they are guardians of fragile egos and collapsing power structures. If you are wondering what the word Orwellian means, please head over to our political education playlist where this is explained in full detail. Back to our story. These foot soldiers stood there at their makeshift press conference, chest out, bellies in, ready to fight the nation's greatest enemy, citizens with opinions. According to them, criticizing leadership is now an act of treason. Laughing at misgovernance might soon qualify as terrorism, and disagreeing with corruption, that one might earn you a place in their most wanted list. They call it patriotism. Everybody calls it the industrialization of fear. Because make no mistake, this is not politics. This is not loyalty either. This is not national pride. This is the construction of a political darkroom where citizens whisper in markets, check over their shoulders in combis, and hold back thoughts like they are carrying illegal contraband. The message is loud and clear. Zimbabweans must not think. Zimbabweans must obey. But we know the real reason this vigilante project exists. It's not about protecting the president. If it were, they would improve his policies before defending his image. No, this new squad is there to protect the corrupt feeding trough around him. The tenders, the state capture syndicates, the looters who treat Zimbabwe like a buffet table with no closing time. These are the people trembling at the sound of accountability, and nothing terrifies a corrupt system more than an informed citizen who can speak freely. Zimbabweans have seen this movie before, and the sequels are always worse. The intimidation tactics are straight out of the same playbook used during Gukurahundi, polished again in 2008 and upgraded in every election season since. Create fear, label critics as enemies, redefine patriotism as worship, and brand anyone demanding transparency as a traitor. But here is where the script changes. Zimbabwe's youth, the generation that tweets faster than propaganda can load, is not buying it. And the commentary must be clear. Silence is the soil where tyranny grows. This vigilante stunt is meant to scare young people into political paralysis, to make them mute, to make them small, to make them forget that Zimbabwe belongs to its citizens, not to one party, not to one faction, not to a gang of overexcited vigilantes who think shouting slogans turns them into law enforcement. So, what should patriotic young Zimbabweans do? They must refuse to be intimidated. They must defend democratic space with the same energy used to defend their Wi-Fi passwords. They must expose these wannabe thought police every time they harass or intimidate the public. They must document everything. You have cell phones. Use them. They must challenge this illegality through civic forums, through the courts, through solidarity, because fear only wins when people fight alone. Ladies and gentlemen, history is watching this moment closely. It wants to know whether Zimbabwe's young people bowed their heads or lifted their voices, whether they let a handful of political zealots annex the nation's freedoms, or whether they stood up and said, Zimbabwe is not your private property. Zimbabwe belongs to its people. And let it be known, no vigilante squad, no press statement, no intimidation parade will ever change that truth. Remember and remember, the liberation struggles across Africa were fought by the youth. Do not let anyone rob you of your future. Remember the Soweto uprising. Remember the Gen Z uprising in Madagascar. Remember the Kenyan uprising. It's always the youth at the forefront. Do not let anyone imprison your thoughts. Do not let anyone cower you into silence. And be free to think whatever you want to think. This is Zimwaves TV. Subscribe, share, and comment in the comment section. We want to hear what the youth think about this resurrection of Bodagezi zealots.
Ndiani aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Ndiani aiva muchiba. Ndiani aiva muchiba mukati mechinja. Ndiani aiva muchiba. Ndiani aiva muchiba mukati mesangano. Aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Kana baibiri wanirakataura nezvibereko zvavo mese muchavaziva. Havo tutuno kuzano. Havo kwedengu vave kudzokera. Patengesi munotizosera shure. Chaiba aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Aiva muchiba. Mafume aiva muchiba mukati mechinja. Aiva muchiba. Vadumbu aiva muchiba pazakapo. Aiva muchiba. Welshman aiva muchiba mukati mesangano. Aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Kana vaibiri wanirakataura nezvibereko zvavo mese muchavaziva. Havo tutuno kuzano. Havo kwedengu vave kudzokera. Vatengesi munotizosera shure. Ndiani aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Ndiani aiva muchiba. Ndiani aiva muchiba mukati mechinja. Ndiani aiva muchiba. Ndiani aiva muchiba mukati mesangano. Aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Kana vaibiri wanirakataura nezvibereko zvavo mese muchavaziva. Havo tutuno kuzano. Havo kwedengu vave kudzokera. Vatengesi munotizosera shure. Chebundo aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Aiva muchiba. Madondo aiva muchiba mukati mechinja. Aiva muchiba. Vadumbu aiva muchiba pazakapo. Aiva muchiba. Muzingwa aiva muchiba mukati mesangano. Aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Kana vaibiri wanirakataura nezvibereko zvavo mese muchavaziva. Havo tutuno kuzano. Havo kwedengu vave kudzokera. Vatengesi munotizosera shure. Sabangu aiva muchiba wezanu PF. Aiva muchiba. Akatumwa kuparadza musangano. Aiva muchiba. Oyo nayo 2030 hanzi nayewo ndeya emerson. Kana vaibiri wanirakataura nezvibereko zvavo mese muchavaziva. Havo tutuno kuzano. Havo kwedengu vave kudzokera. Vatengesi munotizosera shure.